Come sit down here. So I've seen a few videos lately on YouTube with some YouTubers testing metal detectors out in these test boxes or test buckets. It's just a bucket with some holes through it, all the way through it, and with some sand or some dirt inside that box. And so they take the detector and they put it over the box, and they just have the detector sitting still, and they're sweeping targets underneath that coil at different depths. That detector's not under load. When it's sitting still, your detector's not having to process that soil. The only way your detector is going to be able to process that soil is if your detector is moving, right? And I'm not here to ruffle a bunch of feathers, but I'm just here to give you clear information on this. I'm not going to mislead you. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. I have two tests. I'm going to take some dirt from the garden right there and put it in one of these bins and perform the same test in open air and with that that test box. I'm just going to make my own makeshift test box here real quick, even though this will be the only time you will see a test box or this type of test on my channel. Please comment. See what I want to see. What you guys, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. But I've been detecting for 30 years, and I've been testing metal detectors for over 15 years for different manufacturers. And I don't think they have these test boxes that these YouTubers have at their facilities, right? I don't think they test like that, right? They want a field test. They want people to field test their machines. They want to know what the difference between their engineers think and the actual field testers in the real freaking world. Not in a test garden, not on a test box, not on a bench. They want to know how good their detector is working out in the field. That's where we're hunting. And so I have three targets here. I have a small silver ring, a very thin silver ring, a silver quarter, and a small gold pendant. I'm only going to be able to do the Deus 2 because I don't have enough time in this video, but I'm going to test it with these minerals here to show you how the minerals are the deciding factor, right? The minerals in the ground make a humongous difference. I don't tune, when I get out into the real world, when I get out in the field, I do not tune my detector to targets in the ground. I tune my detector to the ground so I can tune the detector to the conditions. Every day it's different, right? Some days I really have to work at getting my detector tuned so it's not so noisy, or so I can go deeper, or so I can hunt through trash, or so I can discriminate out some unwanted, undesirable targets. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill up one of these containers here. I'll just show you some magnetite here. This is from my area. See this? Just magnetite, just minerals, right? I'll just take a little scoop of it right here. Just a little thin layer, right? Just a little thin layer, about maybe a quarter of an inch. And that, I have to close this up because it'll start rusting. This stuff will start rusting. So what I'll do is I'll go fill this container up. Actually, I'll fill this container up with some soil here. I'll turn my detector on here. Okay. Hope I can get this all in one video. And I'll just sweep my detector over this area here. Make sure there's, I'm not trying to trick you guys. All right. This is the war zone soil. Try to find a clean spot here. Go like this. Grab this here already. Nothing there, just minerals in the ground. This is the general program. This is the stock general program. So there's no target right here. I'm just gonna, all right, I'll put this pendant here. Put this gold pendant here. Right above here. See? And I'll get that out of there. There's nothing in there. Just to show you guys there's nothing in the soil here. I'm not trying to trick you guys. You guys can do the same test at home with the soil. I'm gonna have to chop this up here a little bit here. Yeah, targets in the ground that have been there for a long time are gonna be way different than this chopped up soil. But I'll just show you guys. All right. Just the minerals in the ground make a humongous difference, man. Okay. Nothing. If there was a target in there, it would sound like this. Right, it'd be smashing out, right? Now I'll bring it over here. So there's nothing over here, right? This is just a piece of styrofoam just to get it off the concrete so it's easier on my back. Right, there's nothing in there. Right. Listen to it. I'll put it in sensitive full tones here so you guys can hear the minerals. Listen to it. That's the minerals. Hear that? Take that out of there. Now I'll put this over here too. Listen to it. That's the minerals in the ground. Those minerals mask targets. Right. So I'll use, I'll cut a little slot in here. Cut a little slot in there so I can put those targets in that slot and slide it underneath there. So I'll get some of these right there. So first I'll do this this test right here. I'll take this iron oxide here. Listen to the iron oxide, listen to it. Nothing. Right. I'll take this silver quarter right here. This silver quarter and just put it in this little slot here, if it'll fit. Yeah. There we go, right there. See, let's do it. I'll hold this detector still here. It's not having to process these minerals. When that detector is standing still, when it's not in motion, it's not processing those minerals. Let's do it. Now watch what happens when that coin is still and I have to sweep over that target there. See that? I didn't change my coil height or nothing. Now watch, I'll just take this out of here, right? Those minerals make a humongous difference. These test boxes that you see are basically just air tests because that detector that coil is not in motion. It's not having to process all the minerals in that bucket, right? I'll do the same thing with that soil here, right? And I'll even go to the deep high conductor. Deep high conductor here, watch. I have to put it under my chin here. I can't do all this stuff at once here. Deep high conductor here. Oh, it just fell out there. I'm using the silver quarter right now because it's big. It's big, right? It's kind of failing on me here. I should have used 4 of these here. Right here, just like that. Just like so. Okay? It just fell out. You guys see what I'm talking about here? It's kind of a fail there with this piece of board here. This cardboard here. Now watch. That coin is not moving. Now I have to process the soil when I'm moving. See that? Now I'll move that quarter there. See that? I'm not going to be able to do all these targets here. This This cardboard thing didn't really work out that great, but I'll show you. I'll show you with the soil here. This soil. Now watch. Listen to it. I cannot hear the soil because it's discriminated out and the iron volume is down low, so that rejection tone is very low here. I'll go to full tones here, sensitive full tones. Now you can hear the soil here, a little bit of the soil here. Listen to it. Listen to the ground. Listen to the ground. See, hear that? Right there. I'm gonna put the silver ring in here. I don't think the silver ring is gonna work here. I'm gonna have to redo this cardboard here. It didn't work very good. And the ring is smaller than the coin there too. Silver ring, right here. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this container, exactly the same container, but it has nothing in it, right? No soil, okay? I'll put that coin or that ring directly underneath that container there, right? There's no soil in this container, so it's going to hit it. It's not having to process anything, right? Yeah, see that? Now watch the soil. A little bit closer there. Right there. See? There's nothing in there. I'll hold it still. Now watch. Barely hitting it. Right. Barely hitting it. I'll get a deep high conductor here. Deep high conductor. Sounds really irony. Listen to this. Very clear signal. Very clear signal. This soil is masking the target, right? I can do the same test with every single detector that I own, and the same outcome. The minerals in the ground have a huge impact on your recoveries. And I'm not trying to ruffle feathers here. I just don't want to blow smoke up your ass with these box videos. This is the real world right here. This is the real freaking world. I know that this soil has been disturbed, so it's going to alter this test quite a bit. Coins that have sunken, or targets that have sunken in the ground, form a halo around them, and they are that clod, or that area around that target has been formed, and it really hits a lot harder. With coins on their edge, when targets are on their edge, like I've said in the past in many videos, not all targets are going to be laying flat like that. A lot of targets are on their edge. That's where you find a lot of targets in beat up spots, because they change orientation throughout the years and they just become visible to metal detectors. And I didn't tune the detector to the soil here, so that's what I want to do when I'm going out there metal detecting in the real world out in the field. I'm tuning my detector to the soil, so I'm not getting a lot of falsing, and I can go deep, I can go shallow. It's not too loud, I can swing fast, and it's just to the conditions. You know, sometimes when it's really wet out, I have to swing a little bit slower, and I have to dig bigger holes, because the targets sound a lot bigger. When the ground is wet, the targets sound much bigger. And I can go a lot deeper in the wet ground here, but in my clay, you know, in my clay here, not a lot of stuff penetrates through this dense clay here. See it's like potter's clay here. See this? See this clay here? It's like potter's clay, man. You guys, if you guys watch my videos, you guys know. You guys know the real world, right? This will be the only video that I have testing in a test box, or an improvised test box, or a test bucket. You know, if your coil is not moving, so hear me out on this. I'm gonna go back out to the garden over there. Go back out to the soil over here. This detector does not have a load on it right now because it's not moving. That soil is not passing. That soil is not passing between both of these coils here, because it's a double D coil. You got one coil right here and another coil right here, and the only way for it to respond is if that target passes between both of those coils, and you get a return on that. Except when you're in non-motion mode. This detector has a non-motion mode, which is basically pinpoint mode, direct current. You know, when you are in motion mode, when you're searching, you're in alternating current. So your detector is only going to respond to a target in the ground if you sweep over it and it passes between those coils, or if you have a concentric coil, if it passes over the coil. You know, the pinpoint mode, which is non-motion mode, that's a whole different story. You don't have discrimination. You can't. You don't have multiple tones on when you're in non-motion mode. So, you know, your detector has to be able to process that. You know, when I was swinging over this soil here and swinging over that static target, that's in the ground there in one spot, that detector is having to process that soil, and it's having to process that target deeper in the ground. When that detector is not in motion, you're taking out that soil because it's not in motion over that soil. So there's a few things to think about. Hopefully this can open up your mind. You know, I always want to have an open mind. When I'm out detecting, I always think outside the box. And a lot of times I don't even think about the box. You know, I'm just in my own world. You know, sometimes you got to do that to get different targets out of these beat up spots that I'm hunting. Well, thank you for watching.